Hi guys, just thought I'd do a little video for you first time buyers out there looking to get on the housing ladder. So my name's Ben Roberts. I've got over 16 years experience doing mortgages. For the last sort of 14 years I've been specialising in first time buyer mortgages. Now we offer a very hands-on service, and the idea of us doing the mortgage for you is to take you through step by step the whole process. Any complicated solicitors paperwork we can help with, all through the process, basically hold your hand until you're actually moving into the house. So first things first, what you're going to need. Unfortunately, in the moment, we need big deposits. So we're going to need a 15% deposit. Now that's a huge amount of money, I know. Pre-COVID, I could easily get you a mortgage with a 5% deposit, but everything's changed and we're now at 15. So how to get that kind of money? Obviously save as hard as possible, possibly, speak to your parents. You never know, they may well be wanting to help you. Also, one of the lenders I actually use, and it's one of the big sort of 6 high street lenders, they actually allow you to take a loan for the deposit. A lot of people don't know this. It's a big no-no for almost every other lender, but this particular one, as long as you can afford the mortgage and the loan, they're quite happy for you to take a loan for the deposit. So if you are on good money, a couple earning pretty good money, give me a shout because it might be possible. So the other thing as well, occasionally, lenders at the moment are bringing out like a 90% mortgage for just like one day. It's not very often, but it does happen occasionally. So again, if you have got a 10% deposit but haven't got 15, give me a shout. I'll add you to the list of people that I've got ready for this. And the moment that lender brings out that 90% mortgage, you might be able to jump on it, but you're going to need like the house lined up and everything. So the other thing as well, credit score, really important. It's important to have either a very good or excellent credit score on credit reference agencies like Experian, Equifax. They're the 2 big ones, and they give us all the information that we need. A lot of them, like ClearScore, they don't actually go into great detail about your credit history. So sign up to either Equifax or Experian. They can give you some really good tips themselves on how to repay your credit or how to get your credit score up. But the main things are, make sure you're on the voters roll at home. That's a big one. Also, if you haven't had any previous credit, believe it or not, that can give you a low score because you haven't demonstrated the ability to borrow money off a lender and pay it back. So if you are in that situation, get yourself a credit card. I know it's going against everything your mum and dad taught you, but get yourself a credit card and buy like your fuel on it or whatever, and pay it off at the end of every month. That's going to just edge up your credit score, maybe from very good into excellent, which will give you a much better chance of getting a mortgage. So you've got your 15% deposit, you're ready to go. What do you do next? Well, to book a viewing on a house, most estate agents, if they're following the government guidance at the moment, will require you to have an agreement in principle already in place. They'll also want you to prove that you've got the deposit in place as well. Perhaps not all of it. If you're a couple of grand away or whatever, and your plan is to sort of save that over the buy-in sort of period, which can be 2 or 3 months at the moment, that's fine, but they'll want to see the bulk of that deposit on a bank statement or whatever. Now, these agreements in principle, the first thing to do with that is give me a ring and I can get that for you in like 15-20 minutes. It's like quite an easy process. That lasts then for 90 days, so you've got plenty of time to find a house. And going on to that as well, I'm obviously an estate agent as well, So when you come to negotiate, I know exactly what to say to another estate agent. Obviously, if you're buying off us, situation's a little bit different, but more than likely you'll probably be buying off another agent. So things like, you know, if you ring up and you say, oh, I'm going to start off at, well, that's just telling that estate agent you're going to go up. So you just need to know what to say. And again, that's all part of the process with coming through ourselves for a mortgage. I can give you some real helpful advice on how to try and get that house for a little bit lower than the asking price. So do get in touch when you found the house on Rightmove. I can advise you on what I think of the house, whether it's been on the market a long time and you might be able to get it a bit cheaper, all that sort of thing. So the third step, once you've found your dream house, get back in touch with me. We can then do the full mortgage application. So that's when you're going to need your ID, your address verification, your last 3 months' wage slips. Going on to that, before I go on to the bank statements, the wage slips, if you've been furloughed, the lender will only go on your furloughed income, not on your salary, whatever it was before. So hopefully you'll be out of furlough. As long as you've been out of furlough for longer than a month, that's fine. They'll go back to the basic salary then. And then finally, you're going to need the last 3 months' bank statements. Now, they need to look pretty good. Quite important that you haven't gone into any unauthorised overdraft. An agreed overdraft's fine. Most people do go into their overdraft every month, so don't worry about that. But unauthorised is a big no-no. More than likely the application will get rejected. Also, they don't want to see stuff like payday loans on there. No missed credit card payments or anything like that. That's just going to knock back the application. But payday loans are another one. Do not get a payday loan. They're a nightmare anyway. So anyway, the next step after that, once that application's in, is for another video, basically, because that's going to take me ages to go through all that. So I'm going to wrap it up there, perhaps do a second part to this where I go through what happens after that. So thanks very much for watching. See you soon.